It's 7 p.m. This meeting of the Trophy Club Planning and Zoning Commission will come to order. We have a quorum. Commissioners Barber and Blake are currently not present. To start, we will have our public comments portion of the meeting where citizens are allowed 4 minutes to address the board regarding an item over which the board has policy oversight authority as provided by Texas law. Lisa, has anyone requested to speak during citizen presentations?
No, sir. Thank
you. Moving along to regular session, first item on the agenda is case AP-21-001, where we consider and take appropriate action regarding a request for an amended plat for Trophy Club Section 11, lots 1365R2 and 1366R1, located south of Meadowbrook Lane and approximately 180 feet west of Rockwood Drive. Lisa, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. In 2019, the commission approved the common lot line between these two properties to move 10 feet to the west to make the vacant property larger. The applicant has now sold the western property and is under contract to sell the eastern property after this plat is filed, and wants to move the property line back to its original position. A note on the original plat requires a 10-foot wide drainage and utility easement centered on side lot lines. Therefore, this request includes abandoning and reestablishing this easement along the moving property line, just as it did in 2019. The applicant has obtained the required signatures from utility entities stating that there is no problem with moving this easement. At 90 and 95 feet across, the proposed widths of both lots are in compliance with the 80-foot minimum requirement in the R10 zoning regulations, and the plat conforms to the town subdivision regulations and zoning regulations. Staff recommends approval, and I'm available for questions, as is the applicant.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Commissioners, any questions or discussion on this item? All right, well, hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve case AP-21-001 on the amended plat for these two lots.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Rowe, second by Commissioner Biggs. Any discussion on the motion on the floor? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? All right, passes unanimously 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Parnell. Moving along to item number 2, take appropriate action regarding the April 8th, 2021 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes. So commissioners, if you haven't already, please take a moment here to look over those meeting minutes. If there are any amendments you'd like to make, or the floor is open for a motion if you'd like to approve them.
I'd like to propose.
Yes, sir, Mr. Stevens.
I move approval.
Oh, okay. Or I think you had, well, is there a second for that motion?
No, I was just going to propose a name change to officially make my name Jake.
Oh. Does Jake sound cooler than Jacob? All right, well,
no, that's what it says right here.
We do have a motion on the floor. I'm looking for a second, a motion for approval. Commissioner Branham seconds Commissioner Stevens' motion for approval. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? There are none. That's 5-0. Item number 3, receive town planner updates on previous cases heard by the commission and active development in town.
Okay. So the item that y'all considered last time, the PD30 townhome accessory structures, that went to council and it was approved, but with conditions. They added on that there can be no walls. Originally that we were allowing for 1 wall. Also that it cannot exceed 15 feet tall. Normally 20 feet tall is the maximum. And also that the person cannot increase the size of the existing concrete pad done to alleviate any runoff that would affect the creek and therefore Hogan's Glen. So, and then the other thing I was going to say was what we were already talking about before the meeting, was just that I'm going to be out of here sometime between now and September. So,
what happens to us?
Y'all are all out of here too. I'm just kidding.
Nobody made
Matt's going to take over the planning duties, and he'll be taking care of these meetings as well, so, but I'll be here for a little while.
Through the end of September, is that what you said?
Maybe, unless I find a job before
Oh,
then.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for, we've spent a lot of time doing this, and thank you for all the work you've done, obviously. For the record, I want to just make sure everybody knows that back in, I think it was early 2017, Lisa was the one that identified the discrepancy relative to parkland dedication funds in PD 30. And that kicked off a lot of back and forth between the town and the developer of PD 30 relative to what they did or did not owe. And it was Lisa that kind of dug through that and found that that wasn't necessarily settled. And it ultimately ended up, there were some attorneys involved in things, but the town yielded $750,000 in parkland dedication funds in early 2018 from that, and it probably it wouldn't have happened if Lisa hadn't found it. So thank you for that. Yeah,
Just doing my job.
Mr. Stevens, yes, sir.
If appropriate, I'd like to make a motion thanking Lisa for her service and wishing her the best as she moves to some other position. So.
Well, I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Through my, 3 years now, you've definitely been the anchor in support of whatever documents, questions, through emails, through meetings, and been a big help. So we appreciate that.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad I could help.
Well, we're technically not agended for action, so Mr. Stevens' motion is symbolic in nature. We won't take a vote, but
But it's on the record.
yeah, it's on the record, and the sentiment is recorded. So yeah,
Yes.
thanks, Lisa. We appreciate you.
Do you have an interest in staying with like local and city planning or going,
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
If
a
something
certain
like that didn't work out,
environment.
I'd probably look elsewhere, but
yeah,
yeah, I'll probably try to work for a city.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other items for the update? Lisa?
No.
Okay.
One question, the political sign thing, where is all that?
Matt and I were actually just talking about that we are thinking that since that was what y'all approved, that we're gonna go ahead and take that to council at the end of the month. And then, I don't know, yeah, the 27th. Anything beyond what y'all approved, I don't know if there's any plans for that. Right now, we're just gonna stick with the 90-10 change and adding the flag to the political sign definition.
You think they'll send it back?
I don't. I mean, I would think that they would just approve that part at least, and if they want to add more later, that they would direct us to do something, I would think.
Yeah. Let it live in the wild for a little while and see how it works out. All right. Well, thank you, Lisa. That concludes our regular session items. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Commissioner Biggs moved to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Gibson second. All those in favor? That's everybody. And we are adjourned at
It's a record.
7:09 p.m.